In mid-July 2019, Casey and I completed our first father-daughter canoe trip, traveling 200 kilometers in 14 days through Woodland Caribou Provincial Park. Our route took us in a large circle, starting from Johnson Lake and progressing through Douglas, Hatchet, Page, Crystal, Indian House, North Prairie, Joey, Lightning, Constellation, Royd Lake, Kennedy, Donald, Hammerhead, Gammon, Rostoul, and out and back to Haven Lake, Hanson Lake, Glen, Optic, Telescope, Hjalmar Lakes, Onnie, Spider, and back to Johnson. You said Johnson was 23? Our first day was a good start to the trip, paddling through Johnson and Stan Lakes to Douglas Creek, and through the bottom of Douglas Lake to the portage leading up to Hatchet. We enjoyed a south wind blowing us up Hatchet Lake before portaging into Peterson. After paddling up Peterson Lake, we portaged into Page and proceeded north to campsite 9U on an island that I'd cleared the year before in 2018. Easy Johnson Lake portage. I think it was 50 meters downhill.
Right now.
She is comfortable. Woodland Caribou 2019, here we come. Hatchet Lake.
We're basically standing still.
Oh, there's that. Pretty nice campsite on Hatchet. Beautiful day. Portage between Hatchet and Peterson. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Gently graded. Easy walking, no rocks, sandy beaches. Page Lake. How's the 20th birthday going, Case?
Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Page Lake. Is that your first fish ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Happy 20th, Case.
Thanks. Pretty great one.
Yeah, was it pretty good?
Yep.
Agreed. For our second day, we traveled north out of Page Lake, before canoeing the long, narrow northeast arm of Bell and portaging into Crystal Lake. We crossed Crystal and worked our way through small lakes and manky portages into the south end of Indian House Lake. From the south end of Indian House, we paddled to the start of the 975-meter portage towards North Prairie and set up camp near the beach. Sunday morning, July, what is it, 14th?
14th.
Beautiful, slightly cloudy, humid, I can't speak today. Day, pretty good chance of thunderstorms, you can kind of see them building. So we're off and at her at about 6:30. May as well be safe. We're going to try to get to Crystal and then we're going to reevaluate there, just reevaluate the weather. That'll be a manky one. Portage between Bell and Crystal. Casey lost her shoe. Damn it, Dad. Why do you do this? Why? I hate life. Well, we suspected this might happen. In any case,
Yes.
it's definitely bush, but we got a rock. Casey loves thunderstorms.
It's true. I'm quite
Oh,
cozy.
that one's gonna be close. Buggeroonies. They weren't lying when they said this was a little manky. Portages between, I guess it's Crystal and Indian House at this point. For 350. Thankfully, we're all geared up anyway for the rain. So, it certainly is not as bad as it could be. We're all waterproofed up. Thunder stopped. Rain's actually died down a lot, so we're just gonna go for it, see how far we get. Heading up to Indian House from Crystal, between the two long portages. $375 between Crystal and Indian House. Could be our last portage of the day. We're going to see what the weather does. It's pretty nice right now, so we might keep pushing on one more, but we'll see. Casey's being mean to the ducks.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful day on Indian House Lake after the storms this morning. And some free hitchhiking going on. Nice campsite just at the start of the 975 portage out of Indian House. We still had heavy packs as we set about some long portages on day 3 of our 15-day excursion. After completing the 975-meter portage between Indian House and North Prairie Lake, we tackled the 1,900-meter portage to Prairie Lake. It was only noon when we finished this lengthy carry, so we tackled another 1,100 meters before setting up camp in a small unnamed lake. Beautiful morning, but it is hot and muggy. And the birds are going off like a rocket. And we got a 975-meter portage, and that's the baby one of the day. 975-meter to North Prairie. $1,900 meters, just starting. The graceful gazelle.
Very graceful.
It's a little manky from this side. Very difficult to find the trail through this burn. Actually lost it once. 1,900-meter portage between Indian House and North Prairie. Thunderstorm's kind of building over us a bit. Prairie Lake. We're not really even going on the lake. We're just gonna hit the next 1,000-meter portage straight out of this sucker. It's a hot one now. Second 1,000-meter portage of the day. Wow. Well, that's more than 1,000. Beautiful campsite, little island between North Prairie and somewhere else. Thunderstorm brewing, possibly gonna hit us, so we're just setting up camp. This lovely little lake. Tuesday was another long day, traveling Royd Creek between Prairie Lake and Royd Lake. We portaged 800 meters, followed quickly by another 475 and 450 meters into Joey Lake. From Joey, we continued west, following a very manky creek through recent burns from the year before. We finally set up camp in a small burnt-out lake along the creek. 800 meter out of Portage Lake. That's what we're calling it. Basically, there's a 1,100 meter out of Prairie, little lake, 800 meter, a couple 400 meters, and then I think we're close to lightning anyway. Compared to the 1,100 meter, this thing's a beauty. It's exactly 800 meters on my GPS. It's 12 meters of height gain, basically nothing. And just lovely, lovely forest hiking. So the lake after the 800 meter, which was actually pretty great. That's a bushy start. Wow. Casey is in there somewhere. That was a lot of effort. What about you? You ready to paddle for a bit?
So ready.
Oh man. Beautiful lake at the end of the 575.
That's awesome.
I told you, I never catch the big ones. He's gonna go.
Oh.
Little lake between Joey and Lightning. Part of the burn on our way to Royd, I guess. Eventually, Constellation and Royd. Makes the portaging a little bit more difficult, but so far we've managed to find our way. So, onward. This is what it's all about. Careful, guys, I'm standing.
Want me to stop?
No, it's fine. Yeah. In the suck.
Woo!
Well, shit for schnizzle. Wow. Just dumped that in the stream. Yeah, are we having problems there? Classic case of overthinking it. Oh my God.
That was very graceful.
Camp on the lake just south of Poodle. Not on Poodle. Pretty nice night. A warm one. Not complaining. Pretty much perfect. This lake burnt, I think last year. So the portages are a little manky, but so far we've managed to figure them out. Yeah, nice sight. On day 5, we continued paddling and portaging our way along Royd Creek, through the charred landscape of Constellation Lake, before crossing Royd Lake and taking much nicer trails into Kennedy Lake, where we set up camp in light rain. Portage out of the unnamed lake south of Poodle. Recent burn, but honestly, either we got lucky or this one's been recently maintained, because pretty decent actually. How are we today, day 5?
Fantastic.
Show us the bug bites. Ooh, bug bites. Nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice.
I think.
Royd Creek. I think it's Wednesday today. Day 5. Canoeing to Constellation Lake. Short ones that kill ya.
But we're never gonna get our gear.
Royd Creek. It's a little bit less traveled.
Yas.
Yes. This moment on Royd Creek brought to you by
Fucking
some
Royd Creek, man.
piece of shit sponsor who we don't like at all. Yeah.
You're gonna have to hack at those logs?
I might actually chop that sucker. Man, Royd Creek, not giving up. Last portage into Constellation Lakes. Just a mess. Mankiness. The 275 out of Constellation towards Poodle. Pretty gnarly condition. I've done worse, but it definitely needs some maintenance, that's for sure. And those logs are just a little too big and require a little too much energy from this boy. So, we will forge on. With the wind on Constellation Lake. Trolling a bit. On Royd, getting dive bombed by a seagull. Nice big lake. We're sneaking through, I don't know, I guess it's the top part of it to get to Kennedy. Half burnt, half unburnt. We'll see. Start of the portages to Kennedy from Royd. Hopefully.
Yeah.
One side of Royd Creek burnt, the other side not. Falls in Royd Creek. So some maintenance along Royd Creek to Kennedy Lake, thankfully. Blue ribbons cut through the burn. Kennedy Lake. Time to look for camp. Yes. Yeah, well, someone's setting up camp and someone's not. Who isn't? Kennedy Lake. Only burnt, non-burnt part on it. Yeah, we're tired.
Is the video?
Yep, day
Oh,
5.
I'm gonna take a photo.
It was a good day.
That was a good day.
Thursday, we were back in walleye country, making our way out of Royd Creek into the gorgeous Donald Lake. Seeing all the green landscapes after the hellscape of Royd Creek had us stay at a wonderful campsite, 9M, and having 2 walleye meals in one day.
Day 6 to Rooney's.
Royd Creek, Thursday morning. We'll take this section of Royd. Actually, to be honest, it's been pretty good since Constellation Lake. But famous last words. Little OB on Royd Creek. Follows the river nicely. Easy to carry the canoe right now. One of the newly maintained trails through last year's burn along Royd Creek to the right. 350 meter between Kennedy and Donald Lake. Casey Wasey.
Is he swatting away?
When's the last time you were hiking in dry feet?
I don't know.
Day 1?
Yeah, I think so.
Embrace the suck. Some trail maintenance. You know what? I'm chopping that tree out of the way. Yeah. Lodge on Donald Lake. And Casey and I paddle lazily to camp.
Casey paddles.
Casey paddles is technically correct. There's the other part of the lodge. I think it's around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So yeah, we earned a pretty short day today. For some, camp life is harder than for others. Day 6, first walleye meal of the trip.
Looking forward to it.
Donald Lake. Got us a nice big fat walleye on the way to camp. It's gonna be good.
Delicious.
Oh. Beautiful evening on Donald Lake. Nice little fire. Beautifully calm right now. We've had some thunderstorms go north of us. Friday was a rather short day, portaging out of Donald Lake up the Gammon River into Hammerhead Lake and setting up camp on a rocky point before spending the day relaxing and fishing the falls between Rostoul and Hammerhead. On our way to Hammerhead. Bye-bye sight. Beautiful morning after a night of T-storms. Yeah. Nice falls. I think this is the Gammon, but I'm not sure. So, Case,
Yes.
day 6.
Yes.
What's that?
Not much.
We're gonna go catch some pickler.
Pickler.
Double hookup on Donald. Nice, Casey. Is that your first walleye? No, second. First on jig though. Make it splash. Nice. Sounds like a big one. What a day on Hammerhead Lake. She's a beauty. No burn on this end. I know there is burn somewhere, but
Over there I can see it.
yes. A nice peaceful sight on Hammerhead Lake. Not. We got gulls and terns, lots of them. Oh well. They'll keep us company. Heading out to do some fishing on Hammerhead Lake. There's our camp. Portage between Rostoul Lake and Hammerhead. Interestingly enough, on the Gammon River. Nice portage, well traveled because of the boats and lodges. We're back in boat and lodge country. There's the boat. Casey's fishing. Oh, and Pickler out of here, we already have supper. How's it going, Ace?
Fantastic. As per usual.
As per usual. Yeah, she woke up in a good mood for once. That is not per usual. I can tell you that right now. Hammerhead Lake. Beautiful morning. Some confusing clouds, but pressure's way up, so should be a nice day. See if it gets as windy as yesterday. We are headed to Gammon, up a series of 5 portages. Saturday was an interesting day, canoeing and portaging our way through another recent burn up the Gammon River into Gammon Lake. The route was not easy or for the faint of heart. We set up camp on a nice shoreline site and proceeded to relax and catch walleye for supper. Navigating through a burn on the creek between Gammon and Hammerhead. Trail's still here. Hasn't been maintained since the burn. I think people have been through, but it hasn't been maintained officially. But it's a lot better than I thought it would be. This is the 350. And we can generally see where we're going. There's old blazes. Very old. It's actually a pretty enough little creek, but it is a lot more of a creek and less of a river than I was expecting. But it is nice. This is the part we're portaging. More of the burn between Hammerhead and Gammon. Trails are navigable. There's a little bit of maintenance I might do so that you can walk the canoe through part of it, but Gammon Lake. For our 9th day in the park, Casey and I decided that rather than rest in Gammon Lake, we'd make a side trip to Haven Lake instead. We traveled through recent burns towards Rostoul before tackling the infamous Havenator, the awful creek running towards Cyclops and into Haven. We set up camp on a lovely island site which would be our home for a few days.
.500-meter portage out of Gammon Lake. I think it's Sunday morning. How's it going, Case?
It's going fantastic.
It is a beautiful day.
It is.
Beautiful day in another forest fire area. But good trail so far. Part of the 500-meter out of Gammon Lake. Probably looks bushier on the video than it actually is. It's well maintained thanks to lodge and boats. But yeah, it's actually a pretty cool trail. Despite being burnt last year, it's pretty easy to follow. Middle Lakes, between Gammon and Rostoul. Beautiful, actually. And I was just thinking the only way today could get better would be blueberries. And lo and behold, Casey is stuffing her face with some vitamin C. The lovely Rostoul Lake. From the end of the portage from Gammon. Very nice portage too.
Yeah.
Not burnt.
Not at all.
Probably one of the best portages of the trip, to be honest. 550 into Rostoul from Gammon. No burn for once, probably first time in days we haven't been in a burn. And yeah, just an old trail, well maintained, used by the lodge, so lots of travel and bloobs. We're finally seeing ripe blueberries along the way. Where's that thing? Right that one. Yeah, the havens suck.
It's not as bad as I was expecting.
Huh.
In some ways.
Yeah, it's kind of horrible. It's actually not. You can see where you're going. There's some corduroy. There's some bugs. Definitely some mud. Yeah, true. Nice camp on Haven. Haven Lake for a couple of days. Yeah, big camp set up here. It's pretty nice actually. A little bit protected, a little bit exposed so you can get away from bugs. Tarp set up over there with Casey reading her book. Yeah, it's nice. Beautiful evening on Haven Lake. Sunday night. Tomorrow's a rest day, so we're staying up late. On Haven with a nice fire.
Nice and hot.
Is it a stickler or a pike? Oh, too much, yeah, nice. That is a stickler, let me see. Gosh. Let me see that stickler. Oh. Casey's cleaning house on Haven. Jigging for the stickler next to a cliff. Oh boy. Man, that sucker came in quick. Went over us already. Perfectly clear sunny morning. Turns to that very quickly out here. Casey loves thunderstorms. Well, she's getting her wish today. Beautiful night on Haven. Cleared right out. Very interesting. Not a breath of wind now. No fish either.
After a rest day on Haven, we traveled back down Haven Creek to Rostoul Lake. From Rostoul, we navigated up the Rostoul River into Hanson and through to Glen Lake. We stayed at the same island site on Glen that Nico and I used in 2016, the only island site in Glen Lake.
Ready for the Havenator?
Oh, yes.
6:30 in the morning, Tuesday. Could be an interesting day. We'll see. Muggy, humid. Time will tell. Buggeroonies on Haven. You can hear it. It's nothing like getting your boots that you spent 2 days drying out wet at 6:30 in the morning. Such are the joys. Rostoul Falls. With the wind on Hanson Lake. A little disappointed in Rostoul Falls, not even a bite for walleye, but we'll see if that trend continues. Could just be low water. So, but a gorgeous day coming out of Haven Lake already. Doing good. Casey is getting raspberries. Oh my God, like a bear, just going nuts. Vitamin C.
So good.
Little falls before Glen Lake. Oh,
Hi.
hard at work at camp.
Yes.
Beautiful evening on Glen Lake. Island site. There we go. Nice.
On Wednesday, July 24, we paddled out of Glen Lake and continued up the lovely Rostoul River through Optic Lake and into the large Telescope Lake. We set up camp on the large island, finding a nice site on its north side with welcome shade.
Glen Lake, Wednesday morning. How's it going, Ace?
Fantastic.
Heading up the Rostoul River. This is where the lake really narrows quite a bit. Yeah, beautiful morning as you can see. What a perfect day on Glen. With the wind. Birds chirping. Hot morning. Beauty of a day for paddling. Mackerel in the falls in the Glen Lake. From Optic. Fairly bushy portage along the Rostoul River between Glen and Optic.
Yes.
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 Go Stickler. Optic Lake. Paddling towards Telescope on a gorgeous day. Casey caught a perch.
They're so cute.
Telescope Lake. Probably the clearest, least humid day of the trip. Hottest too, in some ways, but not a bad heat without the humidity. Came from Glen, looks like we're with the wind. We're gonna try to go to the island site. Unfortunately, we know there are people staying there because we met them going Optic, but it's all G. Campsite on Telescope. Pretty nice as far as campsites go. It's not the big deluxe one, but to be honest, I kind of like this one better. It's more protected. It has less lazy people, but still has one. Yeah, no, it's quite protected actually. Our tent's way back there in the bush. Our food is over here. Just saw something big and brown move away from our food, so I don't know what the heck that was. Maybe it was a woodchuck, could chuck wood. I don't know. But we have to close up our food bags, I guess. Yeah, beautiful day. You little bugger.
Am I right?
Sleeping in till 11. Lazy
That
bugger.
was all you. I was up by like 8:30.
It's actually only 10.
Oh. Oh.
See with a stickler. Actually, it's a weed bass and a pike. Let's watch her take off the pike with its many teeth. Lunch
It's a very healthy lunch.
on Telescope. Cozy little fire. Waiting what happens. Yeah, could be nothing. We'll see. Forecast storms, but we have a rest day anyways, so kind of nice. Peanut butter and Nutella on wassa bread.
It's delicious.
You'd never eat it at home.
Yes, I would.
Yes, she would.
After a rest day in Telescope, Casey and I paddled out of Woodland Caribou Park through the Hjalmar lakes and into the lovely Onnie. We set up camp on the large island site for our last night under a canopy of stars.
Back to easy portages. The Hjalmar Lakes portages. On a rather gray Friday morning, but to be honest, great for paddling. Case,
Dad?
don't be weird.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
Stop.
For the gram, dude.
No.
Yes, for the gram.
Come on,
All
let's
about
go.
the gram. Oh my God.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
Not sure.
Pretty interesting.
Reaching back thousands of years. Wow, just layered on there, an inch thick.
Oh yes.
Peanut butter and Nutella.
You've got to disguise the taste of the wassa bread.
Gotta get them calories in. when we go to catch the walleye later. Oh, oh. Casey with a pike. 2 pike in within about 5 seconds of each other on Onnie. Fishing at night.
Our last day was spent canoeing from Onnie Lake down Douglas Creek, through Spider Lake, and then portaging into Stan Lake. We finished up the trip with a leisure paddle across Johnson and the final easy portage to the parking area to finish a fantastic adventure.
Left your socks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's Casey on the last day?
Fantastic.
Holy cow, she's happy. She's thinking shower.
Yep. And cold Coke.
Oh,
Sash iced tea.
nice day. Last day. I'd say we're sad, but we're not.
We're kind of sad.
Okay. Douglas Creek. With a creepy loon in the background.
Bodes well.
He failed loon call school. Definitely. Too creepy. Well, let's see how this thing works, Case.
Yep.
Last long carry of the trip. Between Stan and Johnson Lake. Very, very easy. 500 meters. Not a problem. Johnson Lake. Nice lake, I'd say, but it is a little brownish green. And a weird bug just landed on me, so. Always a bittersweet moment when you end the trip.
Agreed.
You're kind of happy. Delighted even.
But also sad.
And you're kind of a little bit sad. Because it could be a long time before you're back.